Should we start again?
No, I think we
Hello and welcome to Lucky and Wild, the podcast about video games old and new. Discussed, dissected and occasionally understood. I'm Sean Hunt. I'm Harrison Hunt. And with me...
Well, no, you can't be both people. I'll be Sean Hunt, you be Harrison.
I'll be me. I'm me.
What? No, this just...
I'm me.
I'm very confused.
So today we've got What You Saying, where we talk about your feedback from the last episode. We've got Send Me Your News, which is the news segment. And we're going to do What's Your Game, where we talk about what we've been playing. And we've got 2 radio-style items. Just something a bit different, a little bit.
Is it?
And getting lucky and going wild. And then we're going to shut up, and then we're going to do the your mail and the maelstrom. Shall we do the feedback from last show?
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll start at the top.
What are you saying?
They all loved it, did they?
They all loved it.
Did everyone love it?
Well, I don't know, man.
Well, give me the feedback. You've got the notes in front of you, haven't you?
I haven't. You have.
You have... What? No, but why have you not got the notes in front of you?
Because
are you not a host of the...
I want to be surprised when you sort of bring out this...
Right, so because you don't want to do any work.
Onto organically.
You don't want to do any work towards it, so...
Oh, no, I've done a lot of work, man.
You've not done any work. You've done no work. Dr. Mumson, he says, hey, why all the Jack Black hate? Of course, we spoke about him being in the Minecraft movie.
Actually, I did read through all this, to be honest.
You did not, he didn't. Jack, shut up. What's with all the Jack Black hate, then?
What's with all the Jack Black hate? I can answer that one. I mean...
Can you answer that one?
He's just
Please do answer that one.
On a surface level, he's in a lot of bad films. Nothing against the actual guy, but he's in a lot of shit films.
He seems like a cracking bloke. Jablinski Games had one very funny video on it. Thing is, I used to like him in all the films that he was in. What was that one? High Fidelity? Good film.
He was good.
School of Rock? Good for the time.
Shallow Hal?
Decent film. All right. Contagious Conjunctivitis? Funny bit. But the thing is now...
Enemy of the State. So.
With Will Smith and Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
He was not in that, Sean.
He was in it.
He was not in that film. What are you talking about?
He was one of the guys in the comms centre, innit? He was... Yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
All right, fair enough. Good.
You can see young Jack Black.
Good film.
Yeah.
Forgettable film.
What?
Enhance. No, but I used to like him, but he's just... Now he's basically... It's just a job for him, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
There's no love. He just stars in whatever comes up and does his usual shit.
Borderlands was terrible. Minecraft was terrible. I am Steve.
Terrible film. Yeah. But that's basically... He's just in a lot of shit films. And you know now, when you see him in something, you know it's going to be rubbish slop made for kids, right? That's what it is.
Yeah, basically. And also, he turned his back on Kyle Gass, innit? And now Tenacious D is
Yeah. It's weird how they're still touring, though, isn't it?
Are they still touring?
Consider he turned his back on him. He's turned his back on him, and they're still touring. I can't believe it. That's got to be a turn up for the books.
But yeah, I don't really...
This is another thing you'll learn about Sean, listeners, is that he just makes things up and then considers them to be true. What was the previous national... Because obviously Korea has a lot of sports, right? But the main one being baseball, and they play rugby over there. But obviously esports is a big thing over there, and they have a lot of big games.
League
right?
of Legends.
League of Legends. What was the previous biggest esport over in Korea?
Not the previous, but maybe in the 2000s it was Kart Rider. Sean saw he's cringing so hard. Sean saw a tournament on YouTube of people playing professionals playing Kart Rider. It looked kind of well produced, right? This was around the time where StarCraft 2 or StarCraft Brood War was being played, right? And Sean was like, Kart Rider is so big, it's their national sport. It absolutely was not. I did make a mistake. It was StarCraft.
Everyone knows that, but you and then for years you believed it. And when the new Kart Rider, a game that nobody gives a fuck about, came out on PS4, you were like, mate, it was so big over there, like it's their national sport. You just thought it in your head and then believed it. That's what Sean does a lot. So he sort of believed, obviously, that Kyle Gass and Jack Black had broken up, but there's videos of them recently touring. That's weird. How can you turn it back on somebody that you see every day for years?
But Kyle Gass was touring solo for a bit with the Kyle Gass experience, and maybe he's just looking for that extra bit of cash, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mumson follows up. He says, because last time he asked us our opinions on AI in games, and he said you guys focused way too much on the voice acting part of my question. And we did. We spoke mainly about AI and voice acting and how bad it was. What's your opinion on other AI stuff within games?
Well, I think like the reason we were talking about that is because that's sort of what was coming up.
It's one of the biggest things that the voice acting stuff is one of the biggest things that is literally losing people jobs. Now, the AI art stuff, what I mainly see with that, like the art in games, is companies hiring artists and then the artists trying to get away with using AI art. Or the other thing is, like I've seen a lot of indie games trying to cut corners by using it, right? For example, I've been getting into boomer shooters a lot recently. I've been playing Dusk HD, which is fucking amazing. But there was a boomer shooter coming out that was a mecha one, right? And it had all this lovingly crafted sort of cockpit AI, cockpit view, right? That looked really amazing. It had a lovingly crafted cock in it, right? And the thing is that then it came to light that basically he put a lot of effort into that, but all of the enemies were completely AI.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
And like I get it. But some people are of the opinion that if you don't have the money to hire artists, you were never going to anyway. So therefore, use AI. But I actually think there's a better case to be made for. You know, when people can't do art, so they make a game with bad art, or they make the game around the fact that they can't draw, or
like make it more minimalist.
Yeah, like Thomas Was Alone is a good example of that.
Yeah.
Another good Revenge of the Sunfish.
Yeah. Man,
right, that's another good one where they lent into the fact it has bad art. Pizza Tower is another, although actually I think the art is actually very good. But
yeah, and it runs at 120.
But he knows how to draw in MS Paint. So and I've seen one recently. I've been learning game dev myself. So I saw one recently of a guy that made a card game, but he's not an artist. So he just used his own hands to make all the art. And now the game is a card game based around different hands.
And I bet it looks like quite appealing.
It does, and like he's animated it as well, and like green screened his hands. And when you select a card, it'll be like, I don't know, he's made the image of a monster out of various combinations of his own hands. And I think like that type of stuff is always going to be way more appealing to using AI art. So there's not really, I mean, there is sort of some moral reasons why you shouldn't use AI to generate art anyway, because a lot of it is using stolen data. But when it comes to making a game and you can't hire artists, just make a game with bad art, because sometimes that's more characterful, you know what I mean?
Also, if you must use it, I guess, then just maybe just use it to clean up.
Speak directly into your mic, by the way. But like maybe. The thing that happened recently, which we didn't put in the news because I barely think it's a story, but Everybody's Golf, the new one that's coming out, people realised that a lot of the textures were AI art.
Oh,
It's very disappointing, right?
Yeah, very.
But then
considering how good the last one was graphically and how much work they put in,
I don't know why they couldn't reuse the textures from that. Because do you know what the thing that people found was that the AI textures were mainly for the trees. And it's like, but you already had tree assets. If you'd reused the old ones, nobody would have fucking noticed.
And like you don't have to do anything to it. They could even just like sort of clean it up, just remaster it slightly.
Yeah, just take the old textures and gussy them up a little bit. I mean, but people would be. I don't think the art needed an update for that game. Just new courses would be great.
Yeah.
Also, the guy who makes Toho that is a weird one because his art has often been Toho 20 is coming out. And his art has often been like a selling point for the series, as juvenile as it is, right? And it was found that all of the backgrounds used AI art. And everyone, the argument sort of fell on two sides, where you had one camp of people saying, well, the backgrounds were never the point, which is true, right? But you still have that guy's unique vision showing the backgrounds, right? And now he's using AI art.
Yeah.
But the guy's fucking made loads and loads of money and he's become lazy. Sorry about that. We've got the windows open. It is summer. So we can hear a car outside and a train at the same time. But yeah, I mean, look, I don't think there's ever a good excuse to using it because I get that a lot of indie developers have a vision in their head and they can't execute it without the help of, say, an AI or a real artist. But fucking indie game development is mostly about tempering your expectations. When I started making my shoot 'em up game that you've seen footage of, Sean, it's like I really had to. That was the point where at first I was like, I wanted it to be classic shmup style. I wanted spaceships, right, or planes, right. And I sat down determined to draw the planes. Realised I have no fucking talent for art. So then I had an idea of green screening and colorising all of my D&D miniatures. And then I realised that's actually much harder than you would think. And eventually settled on a collage art style because that's something I can do. It looked kind of cool in the end, but I was like...
But then also, like, yeah, it's a style and it looks good. But then also, if you want to have that kind of... Like, if you want a certain type of art in the game, then you have to just learn to do it.
That's it. And it could take years and years and years, but that's game dev for you. You know what I mean? Because realistically, you really mostly only see the AI art and things like this being used in background stuff. As for things like AI within coding, I think that it can be a good tool, but the problem is that if you're coding a game and you're using AI, you're not going to properly understand the code that you're writing, and you should probably learn it yourself. I will say this: I do occasionally use it to fix compiler errors, or if I need to have it just repeat something over and over again in my code, and I can't be bothered to type it out. Stuff like that's fine. Yeah. Or if, say, for example, you had an asset and you wanted to make a yellow version of it, like in Mortal Kombat, like with Scorpion Sub-Zero, and you ask an AI to do that, that's kind of ethical, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fine.
I guess.
mean, if it's like technical stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know, but there we go. I mean, it's a complicated issue, unfortunately. But basically, we're like, no, there's never really a good use for it. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. Unless you're just using it for like memes and that.
Yeah, if it's a meme game or something like that.
Well, I mean, yeah, exactly.
Like, let's say, for example, you're making a game based around Will Smith eating spaghetti. Yeah. And you're not charging for it.
Well, I saw like...
That's fine.
I saw a video of cats doing Olympic diving the other day. That was AI. That's probably the only correct use of AI.
Is for memes, humour. Yeah. Yeah, because it's scummy. Kill defences. He says, because we got into a debate last time, Tifa versus Aerith. And he says the answer is Tifa. I thought that convo would have been 4 seconds long.
Well, that is true.
It got a bit heated because Sean clearly hasn't ever played Final Fantasy VII and was like, Tifa, she's the worst character in the game. I'm a fucking idiot.
I've played it several times.
But Owen...
I was just talking from like a gameplay perspective. But if you're talking about because I enjoy... Aerith a bit more, but I think like with Tifa, story-wise, she's like an amazing character, and I've realised from a gameplay perspective, she's probably one you would like to have in your team. Although
I will say this though,
throughout the whole game, I did have Cloud, Barrett, and Red 13.
Red 13 that's the worst.
Is it?
That's worse than me picking Vincent. Look, we're not getting into this again.
No, it's not.
We're not getting into this again.
I did try a Vincent run last time.
OTM, Owen the Magician, he follows up on the issue as well. He said, on the Aerith/Tifa question, it depends on if you are Zack or Cloud. Zack and Aerith, Tifa and Cloud.
Yeah.
The only reason there is a thing between Cloud and Aerith is because Cloud thinks he's Zack. Glad we sorted that. Yeah, but... Okay, where there is a point where Cloud realises that he's not the same person he thought he was, this, that and the other. But then him meeting her in the slums, meeting her when she was dealing flowers outside the old opera place, right?
Yeah, it sparks something in him.
Right, exactly. So they still have a genuine connection within the story. So I think it's still up for debate, Owen. It's still a matter of personal opinion. I'm sorry for that, bud. But...
It was too soon. She died too soon. But,
what?
No,
she dies?
Sorry. Spoiler alert for 1997 game. Sorry about that.
Fuck's sake. I haven't played Final Fantasy Rebirth. Yeah, I want to play that one. No, I do not. I played Remake through all the way twice.
Twice? That's 80 hours, man.
That's fucking stupid. I didn't even like it the first time. I was like, when I went back, I was like, maybe there's something I'm missing.
Did you miss the gym? Because that's important, man. Do you even get to that bit?
Actually, no. If speaking of the gym, right? Yeah, it's important for certain people. Gays, for example, like you, right? But because it's Pride Week this week, shall we pick our favourite gay in gaming?
That one dude from that Dragon Quest game, Dragon Quest 11.
Sylvando. That is a cracking gay right there. My favourite gay has got to be... Who's that geezer from Persona 4? The biker?
Naoto.
No.
No.
That's a good one as well.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like
Persona 4.
trans, isn't it? No.
She's a trans. She's one of the trans.
The blonde-haired guy, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Right.
But he was a good character, and I think his dungeon thematically was one of the funniest and best in the game because it was a bathhouse with loads of naked dudes in it.
Ash from Streets of Rage 3.
No, not who was the most offensive gay character. Poison from Street Fighter. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were like originally not Street Fighter. Well, she is in now, isn't she? But in the original Final Fight, obviously you were just running through the streets and hitting a woman, and Capcom were like, "No, it's okay. She's a transvestite," and it's like, "No, I don't think it's okay. I don't think it's all right." No, but so she's not. She is canonically trans now. Yeah. But originally Capcom said that she was a transvestite.
Well, Capcom will come out recently and said she's whatever you want her to be.
Fair enough. I like that. All right, so that is gays.
Nice.
We'll do that item again next week. Well, that can keep running, I think.
Yeah. Big up there, like LGBTQ, HDMI,
my PS5, bruv. Fucking hell, man. Right, so the last feedback comes in from CJ. Don't make the joke about Grand Theft Auto 3, 4, San Andreas.
Damn it, man.
I knew you were going to. I just included this one. So there's no discussion here, really, but he just said, nice work on the game podcast, guys.
Nice. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good feedback, man.
Which reminds me, if you do think this is nice work, we are going to start a Patreon starting on the next episode, because we've joined a podcast hosting site called Buzzsprout, and we don't have to pay until 90 days, so that's pretty handy.
That's really good.
So, probably when the next episode drops, we will have to start paying for it. So we're going to do a Patreon, and if you, like CJ, thinks nice work, well, we'll put the link in the next episode.
It'll be even nicer work.
Shall we do some news?
Let's go.
Yeah, show us your news.
Nintendo confirms Donkey Kong Bonanza is being made by Mario Odyssey team. So, of course, the trailer for Donkey Kong Bonanza... The thing is, I guess it is Bonanza, isn't it? Because it's a banana bonanza.
Yeah.
Bonanza. When we saw the trailers, right, it's like open world Donkey Kong, you're smashing shit up, you can turn into different animals. And they took a look at it and thought, that looks a little bit like the Mario Odyssey engine, and additionally, probably made by the same people. Of course, now it's confirmed that it is. So, that's coming out like in a month or something?
A couple of weeks, actually.
I might need to get a Switch too.
It looks really good. I mean, the more they show of it, the better it gets, really, to be honest.
But you know it's going to be amazing if it's being made by that team. And the trailer looked incredible.
And also, it's I think it's like a prequel to the original Donkey Kong arcade game.
It is. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
That's crazy, man.
But an additional piece of news for this.
Yeah. Right.
Pre-order bonus for Donkey Kong Bonanza is barrel with hole in it. Suspicious hole.
Why did they put so
Sean, describe this.
So it's a plush Donkey Kong barrel like you see in the games, and it's got a weird slot on top of the barrel.
It's got a hole in it. And listen, the first thing that me and Sean thought when we saw it was like, that looks really dodgy. It looks like a male adult toy.
It does. And also, I'm really sorry to say this, but there is probably someone with the Donkey Kong barrel fetish out there somewhere.
Yeah, but now their prayers have been answered, thankfully. It's a bit weird, but do you know what the hole is for?
No,
it's to put the game case in. Which is the weirdest thing ever, because who's going to store their game in the barrel like that?
No, that is...
Like I think what they wanted to do originally was have a barrel with a lid that you put the game in, right?
Yeah.
But instead they settled for a plush, and it's got a suspicious, sussy hole in it.
Do you think was it originally meant to be plastic then? It's
got a barrelussy in it. And people are going to be going to Sean Neely's Powers drink. It's fucking horrible, man. Just look at it. And it's like, look, you know that sickos are going to have a great time with it. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's sad.
Next bit of news is Monster Hunter Wilds patch finally fixes the game's performance issues.
On PC.
Yes. So, when I played it at launch and I absolutely fucking destroyed it at launch and went to town on it. I won't go into why the game is a failing of the series, and good game, but significantly worse than every other entry.
It's a departure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the big problem with it is new player bias. And the Monster Hunter has never done that before, right? It's always been a game that requires a lot of learning, has a steep learning curve. And a lot of people are saying to people that, but you've played every other entry in the series. Yeah, I have, but I've always sucked at them, right? When I played Monster Hunter Double G, is it Unite? Oh, I forget. The one that is like a celebration of the whole series on Switch, right? Finished Wilds, and I went back to that, and I was getting my ass handed to me. So no, I'm not fucking good at the game, but it is piss easy. But that's not the point. The story is the performance issues have finally been fucking fixed. Now, I will say this. I'm not going to... This isn't a brag, but my PC's quite a hefty boy, right? And it should be able to run it really well, right? But the performance issues were fixed. And what it was that there was a shader cache issue, which meant that it was constantly loading shaders. And if you turned around too fast, the game would lag, right? So that means you need to use frame generation and upscaling by default just to get the game to run. So everything looks like it's got Vaseline smeared over it. I played it the other day, and I'll get into that a bit later, but the performance issues sort of are fixed. But you know when the game first came out and people were saying that the spec for it and what it was trying to do was too massive and couldn't be done on modern hardware?
Yeah.
Even if you've got... I mean, there are probably upgrades you could do that will make it better than my PC, but even if you've got a top-end PC, I would say that it still struggles, mate. I ran Silent Hill...
Yours is a top end, but so's mine, like a top end PC. So
right. Oh look, we're not rich. We got an inheritance. All right. Somebody very dear to us died, so don't have a go. Anyway, the point is that yes, I put it. So what I did is I started up the game and I took off frame generation and upscaling and just cranked everything up to max. And it was tanking to about 45 frames a second. Now, for some people, that's acceptable, but I can play Silent Hill 2, the new one, at 120. And to be honest with you, I'm just used to 120 FPS at this point.
Yeah, so, everyone is really.
Right, so I don't know. It looks nicer now. It doesn't look like the Vaseline smear, but if you want to get decent frames, you still have to stick on frame generation, which is fucking annoying and introduces visual artifacts. So I would say it's still a fairly poorly optimized game, in my opinion.
Yeah, they rushed it out, man.
They rushed it out, and it was worse at launch, but it's slightly better now. And a lot of people are saying it's de nouveau as well, and it's still not de nouveau-less, so, whatever.
Oh, yeah, screw that.
So that might be a reason why it's still not performing very well, even after the update.
I think so.
Next bit of news, Andy Bogard comes to City of the Wolves. So, yes. Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, our favourite game. Andy Bogard is in it, but we'll get to that in what we've been saying, but that is a piece of news. You want to talk about the Street Fighter movie that's coming up? There's some people been cast in it. Yeah. I know. Look, and they haven't gone for actors.
No, they haven't at all. Unfortunately, it should have been an animated movie, but so far we got as Balrog 50 Cent.
Right, not an actor. We've got Cody Rhodes as Guile, technically an actor because he's a wrestler, right?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
But,
Roman Reigns as Blanka.
Another wrestler, he's Akuma. Roman Reigns as Akuma.
Oh, that was it, yeah. Who was Blanka then?
Jason fucking Momoa.
Oh, he is an actor. Not a good one.
Wasn't he a model first, though?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Right, and then he just happened to be in fucking Aquaman.
And Fast and Furious.
Fucking hell.
And Minecraft recently as well.
So this seems like... Do you know what? Actually, looking at this list of actors, this is going to be another movie like the Minecraft movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be.
It's going to be a roller coaster ride that hits certain iconography from the games, but has a weak story and shit acting, and is basically made entirely for product rather than art.
Yeah, I think so. And I think the whole sort of look of it's going to be like very brown, sort of dull.
Because you see, I think for Blanka as well, I think Jason Momoa is a bad choice. He is a big fucking hairy guy.
But he's not.
But what about? I think it should be like I can't think of any, but like a fat Brazilian actor.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Like at least maybe people from the places they're from I don't know. Like, no, maybe that's being racist, but
no, I don't think it is. I mean,
Roman Reigns as Akuma. Like, wouldn't a Japanese actor for Akuma be fucking great?
Yeah, it would be.
Even if he was speaking with an accent in English, that would be better. Would be better. You know what I mean?
Or like people that can actually do martial arts. I mean, I suppose Cody Rhodes can a bit. I guess,
But he does. I suppose it's kind of the same thing, isn't it? But the wrestling is all theatrics, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I guess he's good at flinging himself about, but he's playing Guile. Can he do a flash kick?
No, I don't
Probably
know. Not documented. Really.
But do you know what would be cool is just if it was an actual martial arts movie with some special effects bits in it. Do you know what they should have done is get the people that made Kung Fu Hustle to make this fucking film.
Yeah, that would have been
because that includes elements of both Kung Fu and CGI, right?
Yeah, it does. Like Stephen Chow, good point. Yeah, what was that one with the? I can't remember the name of it. Oh, Kung Fu Hustle, yeah, and Shaolin Soccer. But yeah, Stephen Chow, if you're listening,
listening, get in contact with Capcom because they're doing bad work out there.
But I recently watched the opening scene from the 1994 animated movie Rai vs Sagat again, and that's still incredible.
Great film. Do not watch this new one. Watch the old one. Or even watch.
To be fair, like even the 1994 live action's probably going to be better than this.
That's a good bad film though. That's a good, but Kylie Minogue, because that was back in the day where like a B movie like that could be entertaining. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Nowadays, it's going to have the exact look. What's going to happen is I bet Ken and Ryu are going to be mates, right? And at one point in the film, they break up, but then they come back together to defeat M. Bison. Like,
yeah, they have to.
There's going to be a bit where Ken is driving along in his car, looking all sad, and Ryu is going to be sitting under a waterfall, and then they realise, no, we've got to do this. It's going to follow the classic 3-act structure. That's a fucking fact.
But also, as well, they'll probably break up over something that could have definitely been explained within 10 seconds.
Well, also the plot to Street Fighter has always been shit, and I would argue that anime film is a very good film, but there is not a single issue in that film that couldn't be solved by someone owning a gun.
I don't know, Bison can teleport. I mean, like, they do Hadouken, so that is a gun-like.
That's a gun-like object. Yeah, you're right. But they do... Anyway, look... That's enough of the Street Fighter movie. Switch 1 is increasing price in Canada.
More like bitch 1, you know.
Yes. Nintendo claims this is due to market climate, with the prices also set to increase in the US, and this will also affect Nintendo Switch Online accessories, such as the controllers you can buy.
And also Nintendo Switch Online, they're increasing that as well.
Fuck's sake. I mean, that wasn't even worth the money to be... Actually, for the emulator stuff, maybe...
But so then, like, there's no demand for a Switch 1? There's no demand. So why are they increasing the price of... Like,
you say that, but sort of low-income families and children and things like this could still receive them as gifts.
Yeah, but they should, like, decrease the price, if anything, really.
But this is well, I think... I don't want to speak about this because I don't know too much about it, but it does seem that the whole tariffs thing has set off a lot of things, because this is the first time in recorded history we've ever seen console prices go up.
Yeah, it is. Literally, right? The first time.
So yeah, shitty. Just don't buy a Switch 1. Get onto eBay. Get yourself a 3DS.
Yeah.
And an
R4 card.
And an R4 card. All in. It'll be much cheaper. In fact, you don't even need an R4 card for a 3DS. Just a memory card, and you can hack it. Just do that, and you will have thousands of good games at your hands. So do that. Probably not thousands.
Also,
hundreds.
if you own a Switch 1, get an R4 card for that as well.
Definitely do. Absolutely, mate. You deserve it. You work hard. Last news story. Actually, we've got 2 more. Evo 2025. This is the biggest fighting game tournament. Sets record for largest Marvel vs. Capcom 2 tournament, even beating its original tournaments in 2003. I'll just break this down. I'm going to give you all a breakdown out there. But here's so these are the most played games at Evo, right? So this is the biggest fighting tournament in the world, fighting game tournament. Number 1 was Street Fighter 6, obvious. Number 2, Tekken 8, obvious. Number 3, Fatal Fury, City of the Motherfucking Wolves. It's back. We're back. However, the online players for that game still going down.
It's weird how much it's respected by the pros and played, but
because it's a good game.
Yeah, nobody's.
But usually around the time of a big tournament, the player numbers go up. Fatal Fury was down to 83 players in the entire world the other day.
But it must mean, like, if it's the number 3 at Evo, that must...
No, it must be... Do you know what it must be? That most people are playing on console.
Yeah.
It must be. It must be that everyone's a PS5 user, because the numbers, they never go down after a big tournament. They must have had a surge of players, but the PC players are fucking off. That's the only thing I can imagine.
Well, Evo's not on yet.
Oh, it's not on yet?
No.
Oh, right, but these are the entries for it.
These are the sign-ups for...
So that means it'll probably the numbers will probably go up after Evo then.
I think so,
But at the moment...
But it must mean that thousands of people have signed up to this tournament.
That's good. That's good. In addition to those, we have Guilty Gear Strive, Grand Blue Fantasy versus MVC2, Under Night in Birth 2, Cis Celeste, and Mortal Kombat 1, surprising entry as the 8th most entered game.
Yeah, that is surprising, to be fair.
Because recently they cut off support for it, so I don't know who is bothering. Like, you know what I mean? Like, usually when that type of thing happens, people just dip because they're like, well, you know, this game has no future.
Is it Mortal Kombat 1 the lowest one then, or...?
The lowest one out of the top 8, but bear in mind there are other games being played there.
That must mean there's at least 400 to 500 people that signed up for it, so...
That's something.
Yeah.
That means that there's still... maybe they shouldn't have cut support for it. The very last bit of news, Nexus Mods is getting age verification for UK and EU users, weeks after changing owners. So, Nexus Mods is the biggest site for downloading mods for games. And, of course... The whole thing is littered with nude mods, including a very funny moment that once happened in Street Fighter 6, a tournament that happened.
Yeah.
So the way these tournaments work, just for those that don't know, is that the two combatants will fight, and then somebody will use the viewing function to view it from another PS5, and then that is the stream that everyone sees. But in this case, the person it was... what do you call it? It's not viewing... Streaming it? No, it was... what is it called?
Like
spectating.
Yeah.
So he was spectating on a PC, and he had his mods installed, and he forgot to turn them off before the tournament. So tournament stream starts up, and what happens, Sean? It all goes well?
No, there's a fat nude Chun-Li on the
Nude Chun-Li.
Was it just nude Chun-Li? I thought it was fat nude.
It was nude, but she'd had her thighs thickened. That's fucking weird, isn't it? So, so we got a view into the tournament organisers, what they were into. But no, Nexus Mods, see, the big trouble is age-rated stuff, you have to click on the image to see it. But that's not really quite enough for stuff that does amount to literal pornography, right?
Yeah.
Considering that... Well, I guess it's the same for... Actually, there needs to be a big update to all of this stuff, because basically you just click a thing saying you're 18. But anyway, Nexus Mods is... I guess that's all it's going to be, isn't it? You're just going to click I am 18.
Well, it will be, just so they can wash their hands of the whole backlash.
Yeah. One of my favourite ones ever, though, with Nexus Mods was that... So most games will have somebody who's done some stupid, lame, nude mod. I mean, who wants to... Look, it doesn't matter. The point is that one of my favourite ones was on Skyrim, because that has tons and tons of mods, where somebody just had all the castles in the game have tits.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool. That's good stuff. Where do you download that again? No, that was funny. Yeah, I played... what is it called? Seiken Densetsu 3. Trials of Mana is the English name. I played that recently, and I was looking for a mod to update the draw distance in the game, right? Because it was a game meant to run on Switch and PS3 and stuff like this, so it was like... I just wanted something to make the graphics look a bit nicer. Went on there, and of course there's a nude mod for all the characters in that game as well. All of whom, without fail, are children.
Yeah, they're all kids, so
I think Nexus Mods needs to be nuked. As much as I use it for legit mods, I mean, that's fucked up.
Yeah, just don't do that. I mean, everything else is alright, but that's off the
Everything else? The castles with tits, that's alright.
Well, no, it's horrible, but, you know, I can deal with that. Yeah.
Fair enough. Alright, well, that is it for the news. Shall we get into what we've been playing?
Yes.
Here, mate, what's your game? What's your game? What's your game, mate? Shut up! What's your game? Shut up! What's your game? Here, mate, what's your game? What's your game? Pussy old dickhead.
All right, so, well, look, it's inescapable. It's the big boy. We've been playing Fatal Fury because we are competing in it in August, and had a new update recently. Not any real massive changes, but we did have Andy Bogard.
Yeah, Andy Bogard, one of the original sort of characters of Fatal Fury. Terry's brother, he's like a ninja type guy, and you know he's now in the game. And
Thing is, though, we did have already in the game we had Hokotomaru, who's a ninja character who's trained by Andy Bogard, who fights in a similar style. I'm happy that Andy's in the game.
I think it's
but
like,
I just wish that they had started the season 1 characters with all characters that had a unique style compared to the people that are in the game already. Because Joe Higashi is coming into the game.
I think
who trained Preacher.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. But I mean, it is very similar to Preacher, but I do miss Joe.
Yeah, but then also like Andy is quite similar to Hokotomaru, like ever slightly different. But I was just like, I don't know. I just want to. I think they should have been season 2. I'm happy they're there, but I think they should have been season 2.
I think maybe just like sort of like a bit into season 1. I reckon they should have started out with maybe
Mr. Big.
Yeah, Mr. Big, definitely.
Duck King.
And then
Geese. They should have put fucking Geese in season 1. Geese isn't even in it. Geese.
I think yeah, I know, it's a shame. But I reckon Geese would be a well good reveal for season 2, the first character.
But he's already in the game. Yeah, you fight him in episodes of Southtown.
Yeah, he's a near complete character.
Yeah, and he's so annoying. But anyway, Geese, for those that don't know, is a dumb, shitty name. But he's the main bad guy of the game. And there was a very, very funny video that somebody made of... It was like they've edited Fatal Fury footage using Mugen, and they've made this video where... Because Terry is Geese's biggest rival, and there's a voice clip in the game where he angrily shouts Geese's name. Somebody had edited it so Goose swoops in, eats Terry's hat, and then Terry goes, Geese!
That's
well good. But yeah, Andy's in the game. It's been good, right? But I tell you what, the annoying thing is that I had a little break from Fatal Fury for a week to build a Gundam plastic model kit, right? And I came back when Andy came out, right? And I thought what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some casual matches for a bit, just to warm up and then go back into ranked. And it was all Andy, man. It's still all Andy.
I think today was the first day where it wasn't all Andy's, but in the first week you'll get a lot of them in fighting games.
I was like, I'm not warming up here. I'm only playing people that have tried this character for the first time. So I just jumped back into ranked. Well, how many ranks did I go up, if you're counting?
Like 5, I think.
B1, I'm B1. I nearly beat my win streak record of 8 matches. I got back up to 8 matches, one in a row.
Nice.
I'm a fucking legend.
That's good, Geese. Good news.
I know, I'm so happy, man. What rank are you at the moment, Sean? I'm B1. What are you? You're C3. C3.
I've gone up.
You bitch.
I've gone up.
You're a bitch.
I went back to playing Marco, and now it's like,
Yes, so Sean's playing Marco's the trademark Shoto character of the game. So he fights like Ken and Ryu from Street Fighter. You're so much better with him than you are Ronaldo, man. Fuck Ronaldo.
I mean, I played Ronaldo like Dowsim, really, so, but, yeah.
Yeah, but do you want to be Ronaldo, though?
Not really, no. I mean, especially when his head is smaller than...
Tell you what, though, like, having a week off, I got back to playing it, and I do feel like the level of play has gone up significantly.
Yeah, it's rough out there, man.
It's crazy. So I'm pretty much going to grind the fuck out of this game until August now. But I played some other shit. Have you got anything more to say on Fatal Fury? The new updates?
No, it's a good game, man.
Oh yeah, the one thing is that just randomly when the first update happened, so it was the big major update. It changed a lot of balance changes that will bore people. But in addition to this, it was announced sort of within the game. So on the loading screen, it had like a new banner come up saying. World Cup Esports, Saudi Arabia from the 10th of July. So as of time of recording, we got 5 days.
5 days to the big tour. I can't wait.
This isn't the big 1.5 mil one, but they're doing it because
it's invitational, so you can get into the big tourney.
Yes. So this one is purely an invitational thing. I don't know if I'm not entirely sure if this affects who will get into the big tourney.
I think it is that. Though.
I think that the big tourney is also entries from around the world because it's not an invitational.
Oh, that's fair. All right.
So this one was just invitations, and it was all of the pro players. We got a lot of I can't remember any of them. Punko.
You got Punko. You got Punk. You got Xiao Hai. And
And Punk is the current world champion for Street Fighter 6, right?
Yeah.
We'll remain to be seen when Evo comes out, but so big names.
He's very good at this game as well. But a lot of, like, the biggest names in the FGC.
£1 million prize pool. It originally was stated that the whole thing, so the pools or the group stage were going to take place on the 10th and 11th of this month. The finals taking place in August, but they changed it now, so it's literally just 3 days. So it goes pools, and then knockouts the very next day. So
nice. Right.
Can't wait. We're going to meet up and watch it, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
All right. I see that you've got another game on your list here, Sean. Let's talk about Rift of the NecroDancer.
All right. So this is a spin-off series.
Gotta get a drink. You talk about it.
All right. This is a spin-off of Crypt of the NecroDancer. So it's more like a rhythm game, like Guitar Hero, except you got like monsters that come down the sort of the threads, the guitar threads.
Threads.
The strings, like, so you got like 3 lanes. You got 3 lanes.
Yeah, lanes.
And you got like monsters that act differently. So it's like different timed button presses. So you got like slimes. You hit a slime once. You got like blue slimes. You hit them twice. And then
I thought it was just a straight up Guitar Hero clone, but the different monsters, you have to hit them a different number of times and shit like this.
Yeah, and they act differently. And then like you got traps that can be laid down, like fire traps that make them run towards you. Like ones that bury themselves, knights that run at you, stuff like that. So you got all these different monsters you have to sort of kill, so they run down the lanes at you. But it's sort of rhythm based. So you got they got like, I think it was like 35 different tracks in the game. But the thing that really sold it to me is you can make your own custom levels out of custom tracks. So one of the best examples I've seen is Through the Fire and Flames. Someone's made that.
Has anybody? So do you import an MP3 into the game?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So what about FLAC?
.org. You could put. I reckon you could put a FLAC file in there.
What about a MIDI? That's converted.
I
didn't know it had actual complexity to it. I might actually have to get that.
Yeah, you should. It's really good. I'd say it's probably one the best rhythm game to come out for a long time, and also it's really difficult.
By default.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
There's another one coming out. I think it's called BeatStars. That sounds quite similar. I'm going to look at my Steam wishlist. You carry on.
But it's really difficult. You can go from easy to impossible difficulty, and
how do you control the game then? Because it's got Guitar had 5 lanes in it, right, and had 5 buttons corresponding. How many? You got 3 in this. So how do you control it?
So you got 3. I've set it up so each button corresponds to a lane, and I've also got sort of 2 controls on each side. So I've got those on each side, 3 buttons. And then you can also use the down button to hit all 3 lanes at the same time. But I like just pressing all 3 buttons. So you could use a Project Diva Hatsune Miku controller to play this, and that would probably be ideal. I think that would be really ideal.
I'm gonna fucking look up how much one it is.
Hatsune Miku DLC is in the game as well.
Okay, or slow down. Why didn't you tell me that?
I did. I showed you a level. Yeah, that's in the game. So you got like custom background, little backgrounds. So you got the music, and you got Hatsune Miku like dancing eagerly on the right hand side.
Yes,
of your
please.
Screen.
Hatsune Miku. Fucking hell, these controllers are expensive. Play on whatever controller you want. Do not buy a Project Diva one.
I would actually recommend a keyboard or something like a keyboard.
Arcade stick.
Yeah, an arcade stick would do, yeah.
Just something with big buttons that you can slap.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, well, that is Rift of the NecroDancer. Do you have anything else to say on it?
No, so it's really good.
It's on sale right now.
Pardon?
It's on sale right now.
Oh, it's on sale. It's in the summer sale on Steam. Go pick that up.
Fuck, the summer sale ends in 5 days, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
You also bought another one, didn't you?
Yeah, I bought I bought 2 more actually. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania.
So this is a remake of the first 2 Super Monkey Ball games for the GameCube, isn't it?
It's a remake of Deluxe, which was had content from a lot of the content from 1 and 2 in it, and also remastered the visuals. This one sort of brings the series back because there was a lot of.
Why don't you tell people what Monkey Ball is?
So it's your sort of standard marble type platforming game, although it is the best example of that.
You roll a ball down a floating stage to get to the end, and there's a monkey in it?
Yeah.
Is there a monkey in your ball?
That you can't. No, Sonic's in my
You
one.
fucking idiot.
It looks cool.
Sean sent me an image of video of him playing it. No, mate, it does look good, but the Monkey Ball games are spectacular, especially if you like shaving down times on things, because you can kind of fly the ball off the level and try to get it to the goal in really creative ways.
That's what I've been
you
doing.
have a choice of putting different Sega characters in the ball, and only look, come on, mate. But you know what Sonic fans are like, and the fact that you put Sonic in the ball and not fucking Kazuma Kiryu or is Ryo in it from Shenmue?
No, you got beat from Jet Set Radio though.
And you put Sonic in the ball. That shows how much of a fucking cuck you are.
I like the classic look Sonic against the Monkey Ball sort of game. It's like quite a cool sort of old school Sega-y aesthetic.
But Sonic, Sean, come on, you must admit that's not cool. That's not right.
I mean, if you look at it, it's quite cool.
It's not.
Usually it's not.
It's not.
But
the cute monkey or the edgy hedgehog. I know which one I'd choose.
But the game is very good. There's loads of unlockables from all the characters that you can unlock. Loads of stages. So you got all the Monkey Ball 1 and 2 stages. You got story mode as well. Time trials.
What's the story like? Is it deep?
No, it's not deep at all, but it's really good. And then you got like runs where you run through certain levels in a row and get a total time, and also massively expansive multiplayer mode with loads of really good multiplayer games, party games like racing, flying, those sort of things.
So I have heard, and now this is just second-hand information from Reddit, right? But people were saying that while the main game is exactly right and what they want it to be, that the physics and things like this of the ball were pretty much as you'd expect it to be, like very, very good. But the physics of the other objects in the party games were not the same.
Yeah, so maybe
I wouldn't know because I hadn't played the bowling and shit like this in the originals, but yeah. Maybe just stick to the main stuff.
Yeah, just stick to the main stuff. Time trial with your friends because you got leaderboards, online leaderboards as well.
That's what I'm talking about. How much is? Oh, it's £6. Do you know what's what's fucking sad about
More
the
than
Steam?
worth it. So I think it's a 16 quidder if I'm honest, but yeah.
But here's what's sad about it, right? The Steam Summer Sale happened, and it's not that I'm always fucking broke. But the point is that Steam Summer Sale happened, but we're going to Hyper Japan.
Yeah.
In 13 days, so I need to save my money for that. So I only treated myself to one thing, right? I really wanted to get Banana Mania, but I ended up getting something else. Is there any more to say on Banana Mania?
No. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Yeah, I'm certain it is because the original games absolutely were, and it's been shit for a while, but everyone is raving about this one.
It's saved the series, so yeah, go buy
Yes,
that.
mate. All right. Well, the thing I copped in the Steam Summer Sale, I got Final Fantasy 9. But I've been playing with the Moguri mod, right? Now I know there's a lot of people out there, Sean, yourself included, that are very anti-mod, or at least you don't like the faff.
Anti?
You don't like the faff of it, though.
But I don't mind. I really it's not really faff for me, innit?
When was the last time you modded a game?
Like Fallout New Vegas, like a year ago.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But anyway, there's people that don't like the faff, and I would just say the point I'm making about this is that it's a faff-free mod, and it also happens to have a mod catalogue built in for every other mod that exists for Final Fantasy 9, right?
Yeah.
So the idea with the Moguri mod is that it uses AI this is a good use of AI. There you go, Mumson. He uses AI to upscale all the backgrounds so that they are 1080p. And it, where possible, will stretch them out to widescreen as well. Like, say for example,
this is going to have to be like this. One example with the AI, where this guy's obviously gone through the fine tooth comb. Like,
yes, because somebody did do a similar treatment to Final Fantasy VIII, and it was very, very, very lazy. I think what they've done here is they've upscaled the backgrounds and cleaned them up, right? Yeah. With the Final Fantasy VIII one, it was terrible, and it was just full of nonsense details. And I'm fairly certain this one used 2 different AIs. But that's one of the things it does. Now, it's not possible to widen all the backgrounds. Bear in mind, it was made for a 4:3 aspect ratio. So some of the backgrounds can't be widened, right? For example, if there's a background that you're on where it's a single room and it takes up the entire 4:3 aspect ratio, the outside of the room is just going to be black, right?
There's certain shots where it's like a square. Like, I like those kind of shots in Final Fantasy.
I mean, it's fine, but it's just nice where possible to have widescreen. I mean, when I emulate stuff, I tend to use the widescreen hacks where possible because it makes it a lot better.
Definitely, yeah.
In this case, there's also a bunch of different options, like being able to, and this is my biggest gripe with Final Fantasy IX. It's a game that obviously has a good story, good systems, great fucking characters. But the biggest problem is that the animation speed. Bear in mind how it's got random battles and you're doing them constantly, right? And the animation speed is so slow. And they've included, people making this mod obviously knew that because they've included as standard an option just to not speed up the combat entirely. It's not changing the game speed, just the animations have changed.
Yeah, that's
it's fucking perfect, man. It's finally the playable version of Final Fantasy IX.
I mean, that is the sort of one of the things. I mean, not many things, but one of the things that put me off is the really slow battle speed.
That's horrible. And I'll be honest, I'm still not really over this. Just to go into a little bit what Final Fantasy IX is. It's where the original creator of of Final Fantasy, Hironobu Sakaguchi, he was annoyed that Final Fantasy 7, 8 became about angsty teens and fashion and things like this, and he just wanted to make a classic fantasy Final Fantasy game, right?
It's sort of made a mistake there because it sort of informed like the next one, so that's unfortunate. But he did try.
Yes. But Final Fantasy IX follows, basically, there's 2 main characters, one called Zidane and one called Princess Garnet. Basically, Zidane is hired to kidnap the princess, and kind of does so with her blessing, actually. She's like, please, can you kidnap me? Turns out Princess Garnet has hired Zidane because the queen is up to some nasty shit. What she's doing is making clones who are all black mages. So these are basically, she's cloning evil wizards to use them as super weapons against other nations, and has become corrupted. So Princess Garnet actually in secret hired Zidane and his bandit mates to kidnap her. And along with this, one of the main characters is Vivi, who's a black mage. He's one of the clones, and he's trying to figure out who he is and why he exists. And, of course, you have other great characters such as Steiner, who is Princess Garnet's bodyguard, right? Yeah, who reluctantly comes along.
He's just a lawful good character.
He's a lawful stupid character in a lot of cases as well. But yeah, just a game. I mean, look, when you think about that game, it's the characters are just incredible and the story is very, very good. That's the basic premise of it.
Also,
I say though, Sean.
Maybe I'll leave this till the end, but that's my song pick for today.
Well, we'll get back to that at the end, but that's good and appropriate. So, one of the things is that the battle speed was a big thing that made the game such a drag to fucking play. The other one is, to be honest with you, Zidane, the main character. Now, I never, ever, ever use a thief in Final Fantasy games in any of my parties, and you're sort of forced to for about half, maybe the full game.
Yeah.
At least the first half of the game, and most of the second half.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, yeah. There's only a couple of bits in the whole game where it deviates and lets you pick your party.
Now, one of the things with this Moguri mod, apart from making it updating and playable and things like this, so you can do a whole load of stuff. Like you can change the UI, you can change the font. It's got a whole new sound system in it, so that it's not using MIDI on the PC version, so it sounds better. And the mod catalog introduces a number of things like Beatrix, for example, one of the best characters in the game, fully fleshed out character, but only joins your party for a little while. Now she's modded in to be in your party the whole time. But in addition to that, there's a party edit, so you can edit Zidane right out. It does mean certain sections of the game aren't quite going to make sense because you'll still be Zidane on the map, but you could also mod it so that Princess Garnet, aka Dagger, she could be the main character too. There's a mod that changes her to be the main character, which makes more sense in a lot of ways than Zidane being the main character.
Oh, no, yeah, that'd be good.
So I've added that one in, and I'm not using Zidane, although I'm at a point in the game where you have to, because I'm at the bit where you go off with Freya and then you can recruit Queener. That's where I'm up to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, belter of a game, and the Moguri mod basically makes it playable. I can't recommend it highly enough, man. You would fucking love it. For £3.50,
no, it's worth it. Yeah.
you can fix it, and there's loads and loads of mods for it, and not quite as extensive as Final Fantasy VII, but it looks beautiful. It plays amazing. You can run it 120 FPS now.
Although I did buy another game for £3.50 on in the Steam sale.
Shoot.
Pac-Man World repack. So this is the
Now we're talking.
Yeah, this is a remaster of the classic PS1 platformer, and yeah, I mean it's just down to earth sort of platforming. And if you really want a challenge, there's loads of really good collectibles and stuff like that. It's got a lot of charm. They don't really need to do much with the game.
It's an isometric perspective, isn't it?
Sometimes, yeah.
Is it a fully 3D game?
Yeah, it is.
I feel like I played it, but I don't remember it at all, man. Is it good?
Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah. So you can sort of tailor the difficulty. So if you want to just go through the story, that's like easy to medium. But if you want to get all the collectibles, that's sort of a hard difficulty.
Yeah, but you know what I'm fucking hyped for? Is that gritty Pac-Man Metroidvania game that's coming out?
Yeah, I'm well hyped for that. I mean, that's just going to be like Pac-Man World, but like better, really, to be honest. So yeah, and also 2D. I don't know why I said that. But
yeah, it's gonna be like. Yeah, I did wonder why. Yeah, it's gonna be like Pac-Man World, except that like not in any of the ways that Pac-Man World is a game.
But yeah, $3.50 for that. Well worth it for an absolute classic platformer on the PS1. But yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean it's a cult classic. Definitely.
So it's a good 7 out of 10 chill game.
It's a nice mid-shelf PS1 game, man.
Speaking of mid-shelf fucking games, I've got something to speak about. As long as you're all right, moving on from Pac-Man World.
Yeah,
it's a good game, but as you know, Sean, I've been getting back into Gundam. Right, because I found out that my son was sort of pretending to be a robot quite a lot, and I thought, I don't know, let's watch some. Look, I'm aware that the things in Gundam are not robots. All right,
yeah.
Slow down.
So you recommended me, like, since it is Pride Month, you recommended me this sort of gay Gundam series. Which
it's gay as shit. Actually, should we do Gay of the Month right now?
Yeah.
Gay of the Month, Suletta Mercury from Witch from Mercury. Yeah, we've been watching Gundam and the Witch from Mercury, right? Cracking series. It's
definitely a Yuri anime, though.
I think it's very Yuri coded, but I think it's more pansexual.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Essentially, one of the big things in the series is that there's this group called the Bennerick Group, and it's all the biggest businesses in the world. The top business, his daughter, will get married to whoever the holder is. The holder is a person decided by dueling giant robots in a school.
Amazing.
No, it is amazing. And basically, this girl, Suletta, she comes in and duels and now wins the hand of this girl called Miorine. And then everyone's like, whoa, but we're girls, is that all right? And they're like, nobody cares about your gender on this planet, you silly bitch, because she's lived on Mercury her whole life. But anyway, yeah, good series. But what this has led to is me playing a couple of Gundam games recently. First of all, I played Gundam Breaker 4. Now, oh God, I'll try to get through this without explaining it in extraneous detail, but Another good, very, very good Gundam series. And for those that don't know, Gundam is a series about battling giant mecha robots, right?
Or like war as well.
Yeah, war, politics. They're actually very deep adult themes, all wrapped up in a show about selling toys, right?
Yeah.
It's because it started as a gritty novel, and then Bandai made it into an anime and said, but only if we can sell toys. So what you have is usually, very gritty plots meant for adults, with robots that are coloured like the most common colours of plastic found, basically.
Also, none of the series are really ever thematically the same, but also they feel like Gundam.
Yeah, they do. And one of the great ones, of course, is...
you got Witch from Mercury, which we're watching now.
But Gundam Breaker 4 is the game I'm talking about. So one of the great Gundam series is...
Oh, what's that one with the... What's that one?
How can you not remember this? It's one of your favourite animes. Gundam Build Fighters.
Is it Build Fighters?
So Gundam Breaker 4 is essentially Build Fighters, right? And in that, one of the things that Bandai does is they sell kits that you can make of all the robots that appear in Gundam.
There's Rambaral in the tutorial.
Sadly not. But there is Mr. Gundam. We'll get to him later. But anyway, one of the greatest anime series coming out of Gundam, which is surprisingly good and more of an advert than any of the other series, but somehow remains to be good, is Build Fighters. And it's about people that build the plastic robots, and somehow using science magic they fight each other, right?
But, it's got a lot of heart. So
look, we don't need to talk about that anime.
It's like the sportsmanship. I'd recommend watching it.
It's just a good tournament anime. But anyway, getting back to video games that this podcast is about.
No, but
getting back to video games.
A man needs a sword, and a sword is a strong, independent black woman.
Right, so it's a good series, right? But Gundam Breaker 4 is essentially Build Fighters, the game, sort of. The big difference is that you build the plastic models, then plug them into your computer and fight online.
Yeah, that's cool.
It sort of is a bit. Look, I was playing it and I quite like the game.
It must be quite repetitive.
It's oh my god, it's a good 5 out of 10 game, right? But the whole thing is that it's a sort of it's got online elements where you could do some submissions with people, but it's a fake online game more than it is an online game where the story revolves around you logging in, meeting up with your mates, doing missions and battling. Sean just knocked the table there, and battling other Gunpla builders, right? That's what it's called, Gunpla. It's short for Gundam Plastic Model Kit. So the video game revolves around you just doing that, basically, and similar to Build Fighters, the anime, a lot of it takes place in the same arenas over and over again. And the game is sort of about you build your Gundam. You can build it however you want. You can do some silly shit. Sean, I sent you a picture, didn't I, of all my Gundam in the game?
Yeah,
and it was fucking ridiculous. So I had one massive arm, one tiny one, tiny legs, a missile on my head.
I have that same set of arms in real life, haven't I?
You do not.
Like one massive.
Yeah, it's very funny. Yeah, jerking it. Yeah, it's hilarious. So anyway, and the big point of the game is, right, the combat is very easy, but the idea is that you're supposed to do very long combos and chain together attacks on different enemies to unlock the parts of their mecha, right? And then you can use those parts on yours. Now, what will happen in practice is that mostly you'll just be hitting other robots, and then you'll get an arm from the robot. Right, so you never get a matching pair of arms, and if you want to grind for a matching pair of arms, you're more than welcome to by chaining together combos, doing the same missions over and over again.
Yeah, I'd rather not. I just want like 2 of the same arms, to be honest.
Okay, fine. So the game would be a lot better if you just unlocked arms as opposed to arm, right?
Yeah.
But you unlock their weapons by chaining combos together and things like this, right? So the whole game, the sort of loop is around going into battles, fighting shit, getting their shit, and then upgrading your mech. And upgrading the mech and building it and painting it, that was the most fun I had with the game, right? But the big fucking problem with it, right, is that I would find frequently, like, the best fights in the game were the ones where you were fighting against other pilots. Those were the only ones that even came close to being challenging. The game is so easy, right? Mostly the enemies do nothing, and you just sit there and you just chain together combos. But the ones against other pilots were actually kind of fun. And
yeah, if we just had that'd be amazing.
That's all I wanted, is sort of an arena fighter that you just go through missions fighting other people, right? the incentive, the whole game is built around unlocking parts, right? But here's the fucking problem. Every time you finish a mission, you get so many money, that you can just go to the in-game shop and buy parts for your Gundam. Now, how the fuck that works, I don't know. I guess it's an online store, then they send your character the things to their physical house, then they use them in the online game. I don't know, it doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah, it's probably something like that. Like you're supposed to have this model in real life, but then you can somehow transfer it to the...
Yeah, but then somehow you can still buy them in the game? I mean, look, the whole fucking thing doesn't make any sense. But I found very early on, one of the kits that I really like from Gundam is the I can't remember the fucking name of it, but right, what the fuck is it called? Why is my memory going blank? So look, it doesn't matter. Let's say, for example, my favourite kit was the Aerial, right, from Mercury, right, the Gundam Aerial. So you get so much money that what will happen is you're slaving away trying to unlock parts, trying to get that second arm because you got the one arm you like, but you can just go to the shop and buy it. So I just went to the shop, bought the Aerial parts, right, and then I now have two matching arms. My Gundam looks great. I don't need to grind for parts, right, which is the main part of the game. So what's the point? I mean, it's fun. It was fun, but like just hacking away at shit. But like, there's no loop around unlocking stuff similar to, say, a Destiny or a Warframe. You know what I mean? And I kind of just wanted a bit more of that. You know, like trying to get the rare parts.
Like World of Tanks, isn't it?
Yeah, but maybe not as grindy. Yeah, but I wanted a bit of that trying to unlock parts. But it's so fucking easy to do so that it renders the main part of the game pointless. And the story is fucking stupid as well, because what it is like it just revolves around petty drama between clans, and not in a cute way, but like in an insipid way that doesn't quite make sense. Like, for example, you'll be there's this bit where like a leader of a rival clan comes up to you and your noob clan mates, right? And he's just like, I'm going to fucking kill you in the game. And you're going to die in the game. And it's like, so he beats you, but what happens? Your model wasn't destroyed, it's still there. So you just sort of say GG, and he's like, one day you will know pain. And it's like, in what way? We're playing a video game. Like,
yeah, but then like the people, if there's space around build fires, they all sort of like to LARP as well. So and
they're getting into character, I guess.
And also there is sort of real danger because there are gangsters that sort of roll around.
The kit I was trying to think of, by the way, was the Tall Geese. Looks like a Roman soldier. That's the one I bought, and I instantly bought it. I was like, okay, my Gundams are cool, Tall Geese now. But I showed you, Sean. I showed you a picture of what it's like if you upgrade just with the best equipment.
Yeah.
You know, like in some RPGs where if you go to pick the equipment for looks, don't pick the equipment for looks just for the best stats, your character looks like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but instead of just your clothes, it's your entire being. I mean, that's what it looked like. I mean, it was silly, wasn't it, the thing that I made?
Yeah, it was.
Everything was a different colour. Like, I don't know, it was dumb as shit. Gundam Breaker 4 out of 10.
Not great.
Not a great game. It's all right. I mean, look, if it's cheap, and I mean a couple of quid, one of the things that is very handy is the building stuff in it, right? If you do build Gundam kits and you want a kit bash, which is where you merge various different kits together or do a paint job on them, you can test it in there.
Yeah, I think just do that on its own, really.
They should just release an app that is just that, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
they probably sell more kits as a result of it. I did play a good Gundam game, though. I started playing Gundam Side Story 0079: Rise from the Ashes.
Alright.
So, Sean, you'd like this, man. This is a Dreamcast game. Nice. And I'll keep this one kind of brief, but it's a cockpit view.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of the robots going incredibly fast, despite being gigantic and massive, they feel bulky, they feel weighty. You're in the cockpit. You kit out your... it's not a Gundam, but you kit out your... Because you use grunt suits only. You don't use Gundams, which in universe, for those that don't know, are like used by people with special powers. Right? They're better suits that are used for people with special powers. And these... In this case, you're using grunt suits, but still giant mecha. And
it depends on the series, but yeah, that is sort of a through theme at times.
Well, because even in the one we've been watching with Witch from Mercury, it's
That's one of the highlights of it, really. That's one of the main parts of the story.
Gundams are things that use a special mind-melting format to kill their user, but also make the suit more powerful for brief periods of time.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
But so in this you're using grunt suits, so you're not a new type or anything like this. But you're essentially just going into big cities. It's set in Australia, and you kit out your own suit and your team's suits, and then you go into big cities and fight. And it's really as simple as that. But what it is that
really.
It's slow, clunky, and the suits have got weight to them. But you can kind of you can use the verniers or the boosters on your feet to dash. So you can do short bursts of dashes using up fuel, which recharges, which doesn't make sense, but don't worry about it. And you get into like one-on-one fights, but every movement feels slow and considered. You know, a little bit like Dark Souls, but ever so slightly slower.
Well, it's probably sort of showing you what being a rookie is like, isn't it? Really?
A little bit, and also it's a side story set during the same time as the first 3 films, I think, or the original series.
Trilogy, yeah.
Yeah, and you kit out you and your teammates, and then it consists of you moving around the map trying to do objectives very slowly and tactically, a bit like you're controlling a tank, which is kind of what you are doing. But in addition to this, you give commands to your teammates. So you go onto a little map, and you can say, go here, attack here, this, that, and the other, and you see them sort of carrying out their orders in your suit. You can look around inside the cockpit, but also move your Gundam's head as well. It is fucking spectacular, and it's the graphics are Dreamcast level, so they look pretty, but
it's like
not modern.
It's like a budget game for the Dreamcast, like done by a few guys, and it looks really good.
And it feels good to play.
Yeah.
Missions are short; they anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes. I will say that the plot is very dry. It kind of reminds me a bit of like a Rainbow Six game, where it's mainly it's all done on briefing screens. Yeah, but they do have the characters come onto the screen and speak to each other, which is this kind of step up. And when you get onto the map, they'll kind of say a few words about it. And it's kind of like it's a game about limited information, really, because you're in a very claustrophobic suit trying to very clunkily look around, like turning around is kind of a big deal, you know what I mean? And then maybe someone will come on the radio, and in the second mission they'll say, oh, the train has appeared, and you have to send your other mates out to look for it or go looking for it yourself. Just a good game, and it feels like piloting a mech and fighting other mechs, so it's good. It's very good. And I got it for the cheap price of no dollars, because I emulated it on PC, and so I've upscaled it to 1080p, added a widescreen hack on, and the cool thing is the widescreen hack, I thought that it wouldn't account for, because it's in 4:3 originally, the fact that your mech, I thought it was just going to be in the middle and then you just see outside of the mech, but actually for some reason your cockpit stretches, but the rest of the game remains right, so you can use widescreen hacks on it.
That's good.
Yeah, can't recommend it highly enough. Very, very good game, especially for the price of free. I mean, of course, I've already got it on Dream. No, we're not doing that. Anything else that you've been playing?
Not really. No, not really. Although, wait, no.
But have you played something or not?
No, I haven't. There was something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember. So, I guess...
Well, save that for next episode, ladies and gentlemen.
But it was a rather stacked list. You got 5 days left. This might be the best summer sale for like 2 years in Steam. So
pretty much everything on my wish list is on sale. And there's so many fucking good deals, man. I love the Steam summer sales. I love buying games I'm never going to fucking play.
Yeah.
But you played all of them. All right, that's what we've been playing. Shall we go on to Getting Lucky and do Sean's Sonic quiz?
Yeah, let's do that.
Get Lucky. So welcome to Getting Lucky. We're going to do Sean's Sonic quiz. You guys ready?
Sorry, I got a bit caught up in talking about TV shows and films.
Sonic Law. Look, speak into your microphone, Sean.
1 second. Hold on.
He doesn't have it ready. He's not ready. Have it ready.
So I got a bit caught up in the sort of whole talk of films and TV shows, both of which I'm also passionate about.
He's looking directly away from his mic.
Let's have a look.
Not talking. He's looking down.
Sonic Heroes.
All right, so you're listening to Lucky and Wild. This is Sean looks through his phone, trying to find his item. He looks really confused. He looks so confused. Sean.
No, one sec, man.
Carl.
Oh, here we go. Right.
He's found it, yes.
That was stupid.
Yes, we're back.
I did not title it. Why did I not do that? I don't know. But we're getting,
behind the scenes.
I'm really hyped for this.
Right, we're back. So what's the premise of this quiz?
So I'm just going to quiz you because I'm quite up on my Sonic knowledge.
Of course you are. Furry.
I am
a furry. He's a furry.
I'm not a furry.
He is a furry. Why? What's wrong with being a furry?
A lot.
Okay. Go on.
All right. So where does the Master Emerald rest?
And I assume I'm not allowed to say I don't know.
You can guess.
Egg Fortress. Flying? Egg?
No, where was it originally before Dr. Eggman's... Where was it before Dr. Ivan Robotnik nicked it?
Green Hill Zone.
No. Angel Island. If you remember the third one at the ending of the Sonic and Knuckles where they put it back on Angel Island. Do you remember that?
Okay, no. Go on. Next. I thought this was going to be like a non-serious hello quiz. Like you were going to come up with silly examples and things.
No,
like this.
these are good. A lot of these
are good questions. Yeah.
I'm warming up. This is basic.
Okay, all right.
This is basic knowledge. That was the first.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Shit, I've ruined my second question now. What is Dr. Robotnik's first name?
Ivan.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
What is Sonic's favourite food?
Chili dogs.
Nice. What does Sonic wear on his feet? This is a good one.
Shoes.
Yeah, what type of shoes does he wear?
Reebok.
No, what classification?
Speed shoes.
Of footwear.
Sneakers.
Yeah, trainers, sneakers.
Sean, this is so...
No.
No.
That's not the answer.
No.
According to Naoto Oshima, who came up with the designs for Sonic and Robotnik, they are boots, but most people think they are trainers.
Okay. All right. Okay.
What was Sonic's original name before the developers went with Sonic?
Wait a minute. I know this. Fasto, the speed lad.
No. Do you want another guess? Because this is quite a well-known
I think I know this.
Mistranslation.
Mr. Did you hear that? I don't know if the listeners can hear that. I've just heard somebody groaning in pain outside. Mr. Hedgehog.
Oh, you're right.
Am I?
Yeah, you're actually right.
What the fuck?
So it was Mr. Hedgehog, but a lot of people thought it was Mr. Needle Mouse.
Oh, yes, of course. But Needle Mouse is like, if you were to take the word and directly translate it, in Japanese, it means needle mouse.
Yeah, but that was a mistranslation. But you're actually right. It was actually Mr. Hedgehog.
Here's a fun fact for you as well. There's lots of those around the world, right? Bats in other countries are called very funny things, but in Germany, flap mouse. Right, next question.
What animal did the developers have in mind before they stuck with the hedgehog?
Snail.
No. Think about a famous knockoff on PC.
Oh, Rabbit.
Yes.
Okay, because obviously Jazz Jack Rabbit was the... You give me a lot of hints. Well, I got a lot of points. That's good. Do I win a prize for this?
Sadly not.
Some sort of cronut.
Gloating.
Gloating.
What was the first game to not feature Knuckles after Sonic 3?
Sonic Advance.
No, that did feature Knuckles.
Fuck.
Oh, wait. No, it did. Yeah, it did.
Go
on. Sonic Unleashed.
Good game. Great game.
Not really at all.
No, it is not.
And final question.
Sean is laughing at his own joke here.
What is Sonic's middle name?
That's
good. That's good.
Right, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Do you want another guess?
Yes, please. Sonic Jeffrey. Sonic Chumbo.
Jeffrey was probably closer. It's Maurice.
Maurice. Is that from like the comic or something?
Yeah, it's from the Archie comics, yeah.
Okay. Well, that was good. That was a good quiz, man.
Yeah, thanks. Cheers.
That was very good. Well,
thanks.
yeah.
Well played.
Yeah, it
You
was a
got
quiz.
2 points.
It was a quiz. I got more than 2 points.
Yeah.
All right, that was getting lucky. That was Sean's Sonic quiz. Right in. How many did you get at home? Oh. Right, let's go wild. Okay, this is Going Wild. This is my segment. And the one I've come up with is called Backseat Devs, right? We're going to take a bad game and we're going to fix it here and now forever. We're going to fix it using our express knowledge of games, right?
So no AI then?
No AI. No. This is all human intelligence. It's HI, right? It's HIV.
Positive about that, are you?
I am.
Okay.
AIDS. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take a bad game and we're going to talk about the manner in which we would fix it. Now, there is a game that famously Sean has been very, very upset about being terrible, and we're going to be talking today about Snake versus Monkey. Snake versus Monkey, of course, we mentioned it in the last episode, was it was a mashup of Ape Escape and Metal Gear Solid. It was a mini game put into Metal Gear Solid. Now, the thing is that Ape Escape is all about hunting down and capturing monkeys that have gone mad. They've gone fucking mongoloed.
One of the best things about it is that they all have a unique personality.
That's right. And they all act in different ways. You have to use various gadgets to take them down. Now, obviously, it being a mini-game in Metal Gear Solid 3, it was never, ever, ever going to have the depth. And anyone that thought it would have the depth of the original Ape Escapes is a fucking idiot.
Is there anyone else out there that had the same sort of level of hype?
Not literally never. Now, of course, the original, it just reused maps from Metal Gear Solid 3, added some new codec conversations about it, and you had a tranquilizer gun and a net gun. So you would have to find the monkeys, tranquilize them, net them. It famously did not have the satellite that you use to scan for where monkeys are and to check their personalities and things like this. But Sean, it was a mini game where you go through familiar environments and use a gun and shoot monkeys and capture them.
Yeah.
And try to aim for a better time. How would you have fixed the game?
Well, I mean, just add that sort of info about monkeys in. Maybe just have a whole story devoted to that. So you go from level to level. Snake, some Shadow Moses type shit's gonna go on if you. I don't know.
Here's the problem though. Right, it does have a story that develops. I sent you the ending to it recently. You obviously never played it to completion because the trouble with Snake versus Monkey.
I was fucking angry, man.
The trouble with Snake versus Monkey is that it is shallow, right? Because you are essentially just using the sneaking mechanics from Metal Gear Solid 3 and a tranquilizer gun to catch monkeys. I don't think you even used a net, did you? You just crawled over them.
No, you did.
But the point is...
Capturing monkeys in Ape Escape felt really good.
Right. In the game dedicated to catching monkeys, it felt better than the game that was about stealth and a Cold War plot.
Imagine stealth and catching monkeys in a really cool way, though, man. That should have been a... no-brainer.
Right, you wanted them to dedicate the same amount of effort they put into the main game.
I'm not the same.
But I sent you the ending. Shut up. It does have a story that unfolds, and there's a brilliant scene of Snake and a monkey saying goodbye to each other, where it teams up with a monkey, and they become the best of friends.
I think you're thinking.
And it has the.
I think you're thinking of Metal Gear Solid on Ape Escape 3, which was actually a good game.
Yes, but that didn't have Snake in it.
Yeah, it did. Snake gets kidnapped, isn't it?
I am thinking of Metal Gear Solid. The ending was from that. It wasn't from Snake versus. Yeah. That was cracking though.
Yeah, that was.
See, Ape Escape 3 had the reverse, and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But look, so what ideally you wanted, right? The capturing the monkeys felt very good in Ape Escape because you used loads of different gadgets and there were labyrinthine levels to explore. Is that what you wanted? You wanted them to make whole new environments for Snake to go around in.
I don't know, man. That sort of abandoned building lab that you're in. It's been about 15 years since I played Metal Gear Solid 3. But that abandoned lab. Like, shit, man. Like, there's monkeys in there. Like, fucking... Got to capture monkeys in an abandoned lab. That would have been cool.
I'm just being quiet here because I'm just letting Sean speak. Go on.
I mean, it just would have been cool to have some cool environments from Metal Gear Solid 3 and not just, like, some trees and that. Like,
Right, but you can tell, Sean, that you have only played the first level because, of course, you do start in...
the beginning of Metal Gear Solid 3, yeah.
Yeah, where is that again? Salino Yarsk.
It
doesn't matter.
Somewhere near Serbia.
Somewhere in Russia.
Yeah.
You do go to the abandoned lab. There are monkeys in there.
Oh, that is cool. What? Okay. But it's probably not...
How many monkeys? How many monkeys we talking?
Yeah, how many?
8?
Okay.
Look, maybe this segment doesn't have legs, but look, I think, to fix Snake versus Monkey, you need new environments, right?
Yeah, you do, yeah.
You need some new environments. It still could be set in Cold War Russia, that's fine, but and more gadgets.
Although, to be fair, I don't have much faith in this new remaster of Snake versus Monkey because
the fact that you refer to it as a remaster of Snake versus Monkey, it's a remaster of Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be good. I mean, I like the gameplay from Metal Gear Solid 3. That looks really tight.
I think they're going to revamp it quite bigly though, because they did have the monkey mech appear in the trailer. They've made a point of it.
But the only problem is on PS and PC is Snake versus Monkey. On Xbox is Snake versus Bomberman.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or do the Bombermen behave the same way?
I don't know. But that's why I haven't got much faith in it. But if you do complete, probably same as the original, which I did not complete, you do get a... what'd you get? You get some cool item that you can put on. And if you complete it on PC or PlayStation, you get a cool item. I can't remember what it is though. I think it's like a banana bazooka or something. In Snake vs. Bomberman, you get infinite bombs, which is quite cool. That would be quite cool.
Fate places his hands on the rim of the bowl and releases his bowels into the toilet of time.
We're looking at the final minutes of Snake vs. Monkey here. It is still in the beginning area of the game. Oh. That's it. So we just looked at the ending. Yeah, that does suck. That's the ending, Sean.
Although I've seen one of the levels called Ape Fear. That's probably the best bit about the game, to be fair.
The names. But look, ideally, if we're going to fix the game, needs unique environments, more gadgets. Do you know what they could have done is incorporated the gadgets from Metal Gear Solid 3 in an interesting way, couldn't they?
Yeah, because they had all that stuff.
What about if they had their heat-sensitive goggles?
The radar, even the radar, man.
Yeah. All right, but I think fundamentally, from a point of view of the fact that it was just a mini-game, I don't think it will ever be fixed. We just looked at the ending, and it's literally just mission cleared, and that's it. That sucks. Metal Gear Solid was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
It was only about an hour long, but it was a mini-game.
It was 2 hours.
But Ape Escape has had some of the best mini-games on the planet. I mean, Monkey Football was fucking amazing.
Monkey Box.
So Snake versus Monkey, can it be saved?
No.
All right.
No, it can. If it was like...
If they dedicated a ridiculous amount of time to adding depth.
Which they won't. But Metal Gear Solid Delta, the remake of Metal Gear Solid 3, does look tight gameplay-wise. So... Yeah.
So, yeah.
Fingers crossed.
It could be better, especially with the Metal Gear Solid 5 engine, which, let's be honest, is the best the series has ever played, just not a very good game.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, that was Backseat Devs. Unfortunately, we can't save this one, but next time, maybe Sonic Adventure.
It's already saved.
In what way?
Oh, Sonic Adventure. Oh, no, it's not saved. The soundtrack.
That's another one.
The soundtrack to it still slaps. It
does slap. Much like Will Smith. Topical.
Nice.
All right, let's do some mail. Sid the Squid, he says, should I waste/spend the time to get an emulator on my PC and then go back and play the original Final Fantasy Tactics?
Waste?
Mate, it takes 1 second to download an emulator, PS1. It takes 1 second.
Yeah, just go on Elite Torrents and then just get that.
Why would you torrent an emulator? What is wrong with you?
Well, you could get a whole pack with ROMs in it and stuff like that. That's what I do.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, go on Elite Torrents, because that is The only trustworthy one, really. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I mean, look, here's the thing with the original Final Fantasy Tactics. It is getting a re-release, right? And obviously we said in the last episode we're very hyped for it. But to be honest, the original game still looks great.
It's still like...
It's amazing. And look, the big thing about it is that it's got a job system in it, and you can really customize your party to be whatever you want. You can have summoners, mages, fighters, all manner of shit on there, and absolutely have a great time with it. The battles are very, very good. The one thing I will warn you about Final Fantasy Tactics, and don't take this as a reason not to play the game, but just make sure you're in the right mindset when you jump into it, is that the battles are the highlight of the game, and in addition to that, there is a lot of story, which is very good. It revolves around political situations and war, basically.
But you do need to like be paying attention when you're playing it, really, to be honest. Like, just generally. I mean, I guess the most chill bits are the gameplay, but when the story happens, it's one of those things.
It's one of those stories that has a lot of characters and requires you to be kind of in the zone. If you have to be in the right mood to play the game, I'll say that.
Yeah. If you're not up for that, then Tactics Advance for the GBAs.
Absolutely. If you just want a really cracking tactics game, Tactics Advance is very, very light on the story, and in some aspects includes more customization than the original. The battles in Advance are very, very good, and the whole game is more freeform because it's around you starting your own clan, recruiting people, and working your way up to being a recognised force in that world, right? And it does have a story, but it's an isekai story revolving around some kids reading a book called Final Fantasy and getting transported into it.
Yeah, so the story happens at the beginning, then in the middle, and then at the end of the game.
But it is absolutely not the focus, right?
No, exactly.
It's about running a clan and doing tactical battles, and for that, it's pretty much perfect. If you want a big, dense story with a lot of characters and politics, sort of Game of Thronesy, then yeah, absolutely play the original on PS1. It's a really, really good game. But if you just want the battles, go for Advance, right?
There's so many good classes in it and so many skill trees as well on Advance. But I suppose you got that with the first one, but it's amplified on the second one, the Advance.
Yes, It's got more of a focus on customization and free-form play. Like, you can just go and just walk around the map and fight other clans if you want to, or you've got a mission board where you can pick stuff, whereas Tactics is like... There is some branching paths in it, but more or less it's like side story / main mission. That's it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But yeah, absolutely. Great game. Great game. And it's no effort, Sid. If you've never downloaded an emulator, it takes seconds. Seriously. If you download just that and just that one ROM, go into the settings, stick it up to 1080p or 720 or whatever you want.
That's about a megabyte.
It's about a megabyte. It'll take you 5 minutes to get set up, and you can be away and playing. Well good. Plus, most of the emulators nowadays have presets for whatever controller you're going to be using. So if you just plug it in, you should be able to play.
Also, if you can't be bothered to do that, you could go on Temu, and then you could pick yourself Temu. So you could go on Temu and then
Temu, AliExpress.
You could go on AliExpress
or Amazon.
No, you could grab yourself like a cheap. You can even grab yourself like a USB dongle with all the emulators on it.
You can't say dongle. USB genital blood. That's not funny. Yeah. Sorry, go on. Yeah. No, you can. On Temu, you can
plug it into your TV. You get 2 controllers with it. Not the highest of quality, but PS3 quality controllers.
And most of them you can plug your own controller in, like a little emulation box.
Bluetooth.
Yeah. Hook up to your TV. Most of my retro gaming I do now on the Anbanic RG505. It's a slightly older emulation handheld, but you can get ones that any of the base models of the emulation handhelds. If you want a nice contained experience, grab an emulation handheld. You can get one. The Anbanic ones are my choice, honestly. But the Retroid Pocket or the Miu Mini, right? Get it for about £50. That'll play PS1 games. Yeah. Well good. And then you've got it in the palm of your hand, as they say. So yeah, grab one of those. But the Anbanic RG505 is really good, but it can play a handful of PS2 games as well. Owen the Magician, he says, what was the first game that frustrated you so much you resorted to physical violence and almost, or maybe actually did, break something?
I have never done that in my life, but the game that comes to mind that frustrated me so much originally is 100%. Remember Carnival Night Zone on Sonic 3 when you get stuck on that bit with the barrel?
Yeah, but it's because those games have never been good.
That's a lie, but
they're games about learning the level to do well at it. But if you're going through it the first time, it feels bad.
No, it feels good.
It feels bad to play. What it is
really
you run
good.
faster a bit. Oh, roadblock. Run faster a bit. Oh, I've fallen in the hole.
Yeah, but like when you get better at the games, I mean that's why they're so well designed because
they're revolved around second plays and beating your times to get all the emeralds.
Yeah, in a time where you'd have to keep doing stuff over and over again, there was always new stuff to see and do.
I suppose you're right. I guess for your investment in the game at the time, if that was your one game for the year, there's a lot of content there if you care about that.
Yeah.
I just think it's not that you should judge anything by today's standards, but sorry, in a world where we have, say, Rayman Legends, which kind of does have the momentum of classic Sonic games without the roadblocks.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. Maybe it's just not for me. I like very, very challenging.
There are bad levels in Sonic, but it's like, yeah, overall, it was it was made for speedrunning originally. But getting back to that question though, yeah, Carnival Night Zone, when you get stuck on that bit and you don't know to press up and down, and you're on that barrel that sort of swings up and down.
I'll be back in a sec. You carry on.
Yeah, that was the first time I got really frustrated. Even games like, I don't know, like Dizzy, where you have to go and take an item to a place and get another item and stuff. Didn't get frustrated at those because back in the day, we sort of had all day to do things, so things weren't as frustrating.
Those are the days, man. Like okay, Dizzy was a very, very frustrating Euro platformer / puzzle game, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is about it was what was the one we had on? Was it Sega Fantasyland Dizzy? Which was the one we had when we were kids? It was on a console.
So we had the first one we had was Treasure Island Dizzy on the Amiga.
No, not that one. It was on a console, not a computer.
So on the Mega Drive, the last one they made was Fantastic Dizzy.
Fantastic. That's the one I was thinking of, right?
It's a really huge game.
Yeah,
Impressive.
but the thing is, it was very impressive and a very good game. But you kind of had to complete it in one sitting. And
you
over
only had
our
one
years,
life as well.
Yeah, one life, one sitting. And over the years, we kind of played it. It was not like we played it constantly, but every so often, because Sean and I shared our bedroom and shared all of our consoles.
We ground it quite a lot, didn't we? We did do the ground.
We did ground. We ground. We grinded it a lot, but every so often it'd be like, right, we've got Saturday, we're children, we've got fucking nothing on. Let's have another crack at Fantastic Dizzy, right? And it was good. Like, I don't know, I've never been a person that gets very frustrated at games. I tell you what, when I first played Dark Souls 1, I do remember getting very frustrated. But here's the thing, right? And I'm going to get annoyingly aloof about quote-unquote difficult games here for a minute, all right? Dark Souls is not hard, right? And I'll tell you why, right? I'm shit at games. I'm shit at Dark Souls. I'm shit at every game I've ever played, right? However, I don't find it challenging because the reality of Dark Souls and games like that, and why I find it impossible to get annoyed at them, is because they are about succeeding once, right? Yeah. You get to a Dark Souls boss, I will die to it 1,000 times, right? But I get lucky on one run, it goes exactly right, and then I get through it and it's done. You don't need to ever go back to it again, right? So my point is that with those games, when I first played Dark Souls, I felt like, oh, this is very, very unfair, and I got annoyed at it. But when I just chilled out and realised it was a meditative game about exploring the world and occasionally trying the same thing over and over and over, right? That's quite a chill experience, in my opinion, right? If you want to talk about hard games, ones that have frustrated me, right? Try completing an arcade game in one credit. That's fucking difficulty because it tests consistency. What you need to do is be able to succeed at everything all at once without trying again, right?
Paperboy is a good example because that game's so frustratingly difficult.
But that's my point, is it tests consistency. Yeah, I'll practice the same boss on an arcade game over and over and over again, but can you do it as part of a larger run? Same with speed runs, right?
Yeah.
People do segmented runs, or they will do or they will do like practice a level over and over and over again. But when it comes to doing the entire thing and being the best, it's like that you're practicing consistency. And I don't really get annoyed at games much or get angry with them. But I literally, when I recently one credited Dodonpachi Daiojo, one of the best arcade games ever made, right? And I spent basically an entire month grinding the fuck out of that game. I practiced the last boss so much. Got to the end of the run, and I jumped up, and at that point, I was very angry. Not to the point where I broke something, but I did shout, fuck you, at my computer. Like, literally jumped up, gave the finger to the screen, and was like, fuck you! But it takes out you, and like... But like you...
Yeah, I've done I did the same with the original Donpachi. Yeah, just played that literally exclusively for a month, and then by the end of that, I had done it. It is frustrating when you die on early levels, but that's it. Just a bit of like...
Yeah, but the thing is...
just move on after that.
You've got to have a good mindset going into a game, and like I'm talking about games of genuine difficulty, like Fantastic Dizzy, like Dodonpachi. Maybe the original Mega Men, although those are more about figuring out patterns. But it's like
Geometry Dash as well. So
right. But having a chill mindset and not getting angry is the way that you succeed at them. Yeah, I recently completed Celeste for about the 90th time on an arcade stick. That was a fucking challenge. But it's just single rooms, and you just chill, get through it, don't get angry. I tell you what though, our cousin. George, if you're listening, I haven't spoken to him in about 20 years.
He's probably in... never mind.
Were you going to say he's probably in prison?
Yeah.
Of course he isn't. He was a good lad.
No,
look, what are we doing? No, we're cutting this out. Look, he's not in prison. He came from a bad road, but he was nice, I think, probably. He's doing all right. Look, he's not in prison. Look,
no, wait, like, can we just talk for a second? How do you, know he's doing all right?
I looked him up on Facebook.
Okay. My alter ego, his name is Daniel, and he's from Manchester.
Oh, whoa.
And he has a little British accent, Nice. I like to whip it out at the party sometimes.
That's cool.
And it's actually...
I don't know much. Look, it doesn't matter, but when we were young, George, I might say this.
We're cutting back in.
Right, this is where we're cutting back in. We're leaving all of this out.
Yeah.
However... He was a person that got very angry at games, and I remember one time he was the person we knew that had an N64 shit console. Sorry, everyone that's listening. I know you like Ocarina of Time. It's a good game, but there's only 5 good games for it. Anyway, I've gone on a tangent. Well, I went around his once, and I noticed that his Rumble Pack had been bitten. Because he was playing games and he was biting the Rumble Pack in anger when he was fucking playing the games. So
yeah, he used to get well angry.
He used to get so angry. He used to get his dad to complete parts of Ocarina of Time and then say that he did it.
I think we've been surrounded by that type of thing a lot in our lives.
Yeah, definitely.
But we're not like that at all.
We're not like that at all. We're actually... when it comes to difficult games, I like the... sensation of chilling out and butting my head against the wall until I figure it out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I actually enjoy that part of challenging games. But we had a mate, I won't mention him by name, let's call him Jeevis, where he took games so seriously, didn't he? You know who I'm talking about.
No, go
on. Let's say his name rhymes with
Oh,
don't say his name.
Okay.
I wanted to do a minimal edit on this one.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, this Jeevis fella, he was round ours, just casually playing Smash Brothers with you. Do you remember? This was when I first started going out with my...
I did want to mention this.
When I first started going out with my wife, and she was round, and we were hanging out watching a film. You and Jeevis were in another room playing Smash Brothers casually, right? And then we were watching a film. Sean comes in, we pause the film, and Sean goes... All right, have you seen Jeevis anywhere? And I was like, no. What's happened? And Sean just went, well, we're playing Smash Brothers. I beat him, and then he ran off. he exited the house, or like really angrily.
He also.
No, but anyway, let me
No,
finish.
wait. Oh no, you haven't finished.
I'll just finish this thought, because then what happens is we were like, no, and I liked the fact when you came in, you were like obviously trying to stifle some like you were smiling, and then me and Millie went, no, we ain't seen him, sorry mate, and we carry on watching the film. About 2 hours later, he comes into our kitchen to make a cup of tea, and then I'm like, you're up. I nearly said his name. You're right, Jeeves, and he's like, yeah. Like he looks really angry, really upset. Like he's actually been crying, right? Like you know he had actually been crying, hadn't he?
I don't know, man. He probably did that.
Mate,
yeah.
we once seen him cry over a basketball shot. Anyway, that was more because he actually got punched 5 minutes before. But anyway, but it was his fault. But he comes in. He's obviously been crying, and he comes in. He's like, and I'm like, you all right, Jeeves? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, what's the matter, mate? And he's like, just sucking at Smash. Like, said that like completely seriously. Oh God, horrible.
Go on,
what's your?
He also, like, after seeing someone who was unemployed, who played Guitar Hero all day, be good at Guitar Hero,
is this, I won't say his name, but is this, I'll try and do something that rhymes, Bathan.
Yeah, it was Bathan, yeah. So he'd sit in his room all day, smoking poor quality cannabis and playing Guitar Hero all day.
Allegedly, that never happened. Carry on.
It did.
No, it didn't, Sean. It didn't. Allegedly. Go on.
What? What part?
We've got to protect ourselves legally here. We can't say he was smoking cannabis. Allegedly, he was. We heard that, but it's not true.
Okay.
Go on.
Yeah, so he did that, and he'd just sit there all day, stone-faced and all of that. So, if you know the song Cliffs of Dover, it's one of the best instrumentals of all time. Now I sort of see him. It looks like, the South Park episode with the World of Warcraft sort of guy.
He does a bit, yeah.
Imagine that with a guitar, and now every time I listen to Cliffs of Dover, there's his face right there.
Anyway, so Jeeves saw Bathan playing.
So he wanted to try his hand at it, and so he said he was going to like sort of grind and stuff like that. Next time I came round, in his recycling bin is the guitar smashed up.
Wait, so Bathan was angry at it and smashed it up?
No, Jeeves.
Jeeves.
He was supposed to...
He smashed the guitar up.
He said he was going to grind, and then like next time I came
realised he had no talent for it and then smashed it up.
Yeah.
That is fucking great.
Are you saying they haven't the guts to put questions to me?
What
Great
is it?
supine protoplasmic invertebrate jellies.
Yeah, I guess we've seen a lot of anger and physical violence towards gaming controllers, haven't we? But we just haven't done it much ourselves. I'll tell you about a great act of physical violence. You know those punching machines?
Yeah.
Right. We were on holiday once, and this is an arcade machine that you're meant to punch, right? And it gives you a score out of 999 of how good you are at punching, right? We were on a holiday in the worst place in the world, Lowestoft, right? And where there was the saving grace was an arcade there. I mean, literally, we went there to go and see our family, and it was like we were talking to them, and we were like, "Yeah, I just got the Matrix on video," and they're like, "What's video?" Like it's that type of town, right? And but they had an arcade full of ancient arcades, like the ones that we like, right? And there was one of these punching machines where you just stick in 50p, you punch it gives you a score, you enter a leaderboard, right?
Sonic Blast Man.
No, it wasn't Sonic Blast Man. It was just one of the punching ones. That was an arcade game based around punching, but it was a punching machine, right? And there was these two hard lads. Now, Sean, I'm sorry to say this, but Sean is a weedy, gangly man.
I'm not a gangly man.
He's a gangly man. You're lean. You're fucking Owen lean, mate. I mean, fucking, you're lean as a get. Anyway, so Sean is a gangly man. We turn up at a punching machine. Two very, very hard, muscly men are there, right? They both whack the machine.
Is one of them me?
No, they both whack the machine, and they get respectable.
Shittily.
They get they get respectable scores, right? And the thing is, the glove is supposed to be on a string, right, so that you don't back too far off, right?
Obviously,
Sean sticks the glove on after these two hard men have gone. They scored like 500, 600. Sean runs to the other side of the arcade, runs all the way back to get the biggest fucking run up, lamps the machine, 900. Boom. And these guys, I've never seen a celebration bigger than that. But that is that's an example of okay violence towards a gaming thing. But Sean absolutely fucking destroyed it. It was like the best thing you've ever done, I think.
I don't know. It's up there. It's in my top 20, that's for sure.
Anyway, we better go on to the next question. Owen, he carries on. He says, assuming you are in fact both heterosexuals, which male video game characters have made you question your sexuality?
Poison, probably.
Poison. One of the great men in gaming.
I don't really fancy characters in games, though, like, to be honest.
Chun-Li.
Oh, Chun-Li. Oh, Sonya Blade.
If you were crushed to death between the thighs of Chun-Li
and Sonya,
what a way to go.
Yeah, Chun-Li and Sonya Blade are my only ones that, like, that
you've looked at. Sonya Blade's a real person, though. That's different.
Yeah.
I don't know about fancying video game characters, but like, what's a male one that shut up. What's a male one that you go, if I was gay? No, that's a bit of a lame way of putting it, but like, you're like, they are very sexy, they're attractive.
Like Dante, maybe.
Okay, fine.
I don't know, man.
I'm just trying to think, man. I mean, the thing is that when I played Dragon Age, I played a gay character, and I romanced one of the men just because I thought it would be cool for role-playing reasons.
But I've played like a gay character in Harvest Moon, but like, I still, like, I don't know, man. Like, I can't really.
It's not as if you actually fancy the person. You're doing it for gameplay reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just don't think this has ever occurred to us, Owen, to tell you the truth, mate. But thanks for sending the question in. Dr. Mumpson, he says, why haven't you played Night Rain? Do you know what you're missing? Now, then, Night Rain is a new Elden Ring game, right? It's a multiplayer experience.
Yeah.
Instead of roaming around this big, beautiful, and interesting world, you're just... it's like a battle royale. Like, you go around the world trying to level up as quickly as possible to try and fight the final boss as the battle royale circle closes in.
It sounds quite fun.
Like, so it's Elden Ring, but speed style, and you start at level 1 and try to level up as much as you can before you get to the boss.
It's a shame there's not actual DLC for Elden Ring. Like,
let's be honest, it fucking should have been.
Like some Shivering Isles type levels.
But this is... No, like, a full expansion to Elden Ring would be fine. But this should have been a tacked-on mode, not a full game.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I think they should have brought that out in a patch.
Yeah, it feels too much like a remix of the original game into a new interesting mode. A bit like
Survive.
Say, like Dota or something.
Yeah, a bit cheap.
I'm fine with it. I mean, it seems cool, but I don't know, have they made it from pre-existing assets? I don't know enough.
But Dr. Mumson seems to think it's fun, so maybe it's worth it.
He likes it, man. And I did ask him, as a follow-up to this, on the Discord, which, by the way, is in the description for this podcast, I did ask him to sell me on Night Rain. He said, it's good. Then he replied to his own comment saying, really good.
Okay.
So, you know, that's
I mean, it's got to be quality if it's Elden Ring, isn't it?
Because the combat is very good.
Yeah.
Right? But it's missing... But none of what Night Rain is what I enjoy about Elden Ring. You know, I was talking earlier about challenging games, like those challenging bosses. What I like to do is stick a podcast on, chill out, and just fight the boss 200 times until I do it, right? Figure out the patterns very casually, you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe that's like part of it as well in this, though, isn't it?
No, but it ain't. Okay, it might be, but the big difference is that it's one of those games where you're kind of responsible for other people's fun. You know, like in Left 4 Dead, when you're in that figuring out stage of trying to figure out how the game works, right? And you're essentially making it harder for everyone else playing. Night Rain is that. I just see it as being stressful, man. Like you're essentially having to... is it 3-player? 3-player each boss. And if you play badly...
No, definitely not.
Right, if they had a good solo mode in it, I'd probably enjoy it. But I don't know, it just doesn't sound like my cup
I just don't like that pressure, really. Unless I'm good at the game, then... Like,
which you very rarely are.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I know it's been fucking done to death. But I do believe that we should stream Chained Together at some point. Because people out there, they need to know how fucking... There was one puzzle we were stuck on for ages. Sean recorded video of it, but you can only hear my side of the conversation, was it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And I was saying to Sean, you have to jump over these 3 orbs. It's about...
oh, no, yeah.
And I was like, just jump to the next orb, and then he jumps over it and to the next one. And I'm like, why did you fucking do that?
It's
like, you could hear me getting so angry.
It's so, like, pixel perfect, then. And you, like, slide about on these little... bloody things, and
it's a tough game, but I do believe that people have seen shit people play Chained Together, but fucking hell, you've never seen Sean play it. That was rough.
Probably better than I Show Speed, but he actually completed
I
the
Show
game.
Speed is actually legally retarded. Yeah, we haven't played
Is
it
he
yet.
actually?
No.
Oh,
he should be.
Yeah, he should be. Yeah.
Last question. Owen the Magician, he comes in with one more. He says, between the two of you, who wins at Tetris? Now,
it's definitely me. Like,
no, because you're a fucking...
I'm actually good at Tetris.
No, you're a Puyo player.
I'm good at...
He's a Puyo guy.
I'm very good at Tetris.
Sean is very good at Tetris. But we've played, what is it, Tetris Grandmaster Edition on arcade quite a lot, right?
You're good at Tetris too, though.
We're both quite evenly matched, but I think you are better than me, to be fair.
Just slightly, yeah.
Just slightly. I've won for you, but if we're talking magical drop, I would fucking destroy you and your family.
Harrison's the king at magical drop.
I am incredible at that game. But Puyo Tetris... Sean is a Puyo player, and it's like... The balance is so off with that fucking game. And Sean it's a crime.
I've got like...
I tell you what...
I've got to the point with that game where I just play Tetris now, though, because...
Tetris is a better game.
I mean, it's not a better game.
It absolutely fucking is.
Maybe it is, but they're both really high-quality puzzle games. But I think...
Tetris Grandmaster Edition on arcade is...
Oh, Grandmaster 4. I need to pick that up on Steam, sorry.
That too.
That's just come out.
But also there's the...
I love Tetris.
I mean, this isn't part of the question. I love Tetris too. It's a cracking game. Yeah. But I would highly, highly recommend, if you want a good competitive puzzle game like Tetris Grandmaster, get Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo.
Yeah.
It's the GOAT. In my opinion, better than competitive Tetris. But that's just me. Anyway, thank you everyone for your questions. If you do want to send more in, go over to our Discord. The link to that will be in the description. Otherwise, I'm not going to read out the link. But anyway, otherwise, contact us at luckyandwildpodcast@gmail.com to send in your questions. Let's do an outro.
Your life literally is as valuable as a summer ant. I'm just going to stump you. You're going to keep coming back. I'm going to seal up all my cracks. You're going to keep coming back. Why? Because you keep smelling the syrup. You worthless bitch-ass nigga. You're gonna stay on my dick until you die. You serve no purpose in life. Your purpose in life is to be in my stream sucking on my dick daily. Your purpose in life is to be in that chat blowing a dick daily. Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose. You should kill yourself now.
All right.
So that was an episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very good, very fortuitous episode. I quite enjoyed it.
Fortuitous. I'll tell you what, if you listening at home, we are using some... we're using Rode mics that actually belong to my wife for her Instagram. But I put on a gain thing at the beginning of the podcast, and I think it's made it sound a bit bad for the first half, so sorry about that. But we've just given out the contact info. I will say, if you are a listener of the podcast and you haven't joined the Discord, please do. There are some very nice folks in there, and that is where we'll be mainly getting questions. But if you want to, luckyandwildpodcast@gmail.com. But however, there is one more section we've got for you, Sound Test, where we are going to pick some video game music to play us out. Let's do that now.
Sound test.
Well, I had a lot of thoughts about this. So I think...
now, can I just ask you, before you tell me what your video game song to play us out is, right?
I've had a lot of thought about this.
But can I just ask you, and just be honest with me?
Yeah.
Did you forget until we sat down to record tonight?
No,
because it's not in the plan here.
No, I didn't. It's just that I didn't really have a concrete thought, until we started. I had a lot of... And then I was like, yes, well, I've settled on one that I had a thought of before when I saw the plan, but now this is definitely the one.
Okay, I believe you.
But I need to ask, because I did really want to just put Shovel Knight in there. But
no, that's a good choice, though.
I know, yeah.
I forget that geezer's name, but he is one of the best composers. And in fact, a lesser-known soundtrack by the Shovel Knight fella is Boot Hill Heroes.
Yeah,
it's a banger of a soundtrack. Anyway, what's your pick?
Tell me about it.
The world map theme from the world map theme from Final Fantasy IX
by
Nobu Uematsu.
No, that's Nobu Uematsu for those
For those who are better at Japanese.
Those are weebs, right? But no, yeah. Come on. I thought you were going to pick the intro music, which is amazing, but this is an absolute fucking banger.
This is my favourite. Yeah, it's my favourite song from the. I know it's weird, but it is my favourite song from the Final Fantasy 9 OST.
Mate, it's not weird. That is a cracking tune. Yeah, for you listening at home, this is the world map theme from Final Fantasy 9 by Nobu Uematsu.